Welcome to Building the Kettlebell Swing. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to build the kettlebell swing. Kettlebell swing is the foundation of all of the kettlebell exercises. Once you've mastered the swing, then we'll move on to some of the other movements that are built upon the patterns that you are going to now build through the kettlebell swing. First, what I will do is demonstrate a two-handed swing, which is what we're going to be learning. Okay. So two-handed swing is two hands on the belt, back is nice and flat, and what I'm going to do is rock it back and explode through the hips, drive my feet into the ground, okay. That's the kettlebell swing. But we're not going to do that today. Today we're going to start by building what's called a deadlift pattern. So first we'll build the deadlift pattern. Once you master the deadlift pattern, then we'll move on to actually swinging the belt. Okay, so what's a deadlift? A deadlift is one of the single most powerful exercise movements that you will ever learn. It is a part of the kettlebell swing when done correctly. The kettlebell swing is a lot of times referred to as a moving deadlift. So what I want you to do is, for the sake of understanding your movement, I want you to take your kettlebell, or if you don't have a kettlebell at this time, you can just put any object right there between your legs or between your feet. And what I want you to do is I just want you to bend down and touch that and come back up. And I want you to repeat this movement. We're going to do this 5 times. 3, 4, 5. Okay, and we're going to pause. Okay, I just want you to pay attention. Now, for most of you, it's probably looks more like this. This is an incorrect movement, and this is exactly what we want to fix. So to make this as simple as possible, what I have here is I have a tool that you have that is going to help you to build your deadlift movement. So you can take a simple dining room chair, or you can use a couch. And what I would like for you to do is you're going to take the chair or the couch where you can put your feet under the chair. All right? Notice my knees and my shin I'll be up against there. And now I'm going to make the movement that I was just doing as if I was reaching down. And you'll notice that with my knee, now that my knees are not traveling forward, my hips stay a lot higher. What that does is that's going to put all the effort into my glutes and my hamstring. And I'm just going to travel as far as, so about parallel, and come back up. Now the other important detail as we do this is keeping our spine straight. So in order to facilitate us arriving at that, you're going to put your hands behind you like that, keeping your elbows straight. Now you're going to turn around and come up. And forward. And come up. And I want you to practice this movement. And I want you to do it about 10 times. I want you to feel the actuation of the glutes and your hamstrings. As the more your glutes and your hamstrings are activated, less stress is put on your back, allows you to move safely and with a lot more power. Next, what we're simply going to do is step back about a couple of inches and try to mimic that exact movement that you were just doing. So a good way to do that is start here, and you're going down. This is where my hands fall. Right power machine. And I'm going to move back a little bit. If my knees push forward into the chair or into the couch, then that I don't want that to happen. So your knees should not be moving forward. Just as when I was here, my knees didn't move forward. As I move back, my knees should move forward. So if my knees are no longer in contact when I'm standing straight up, they shouldn't be in contact when I get here. This is as far over as I'm going to go. And then once again, we're going to reach behind us, placing both hands behind your back, and clasp your fingers together if you like. Notice that what that does is going to just create a line of embrace, preventing me from arching over. Arching over like that puts my back in a weak position. So from here, I'm just going to lean forward and come up. Forward and come up. Again, we're going to practice this a few times. And then we try to do it without an arm behind us. Great. Now that we've done that a few times, we're going to actually take your kettlebell or your weight. If you don't have kettlebells that you have or got a kettlebell, you can use a basic dumbbell. I'll demonstrate that in a minute. So, just reach down and come back up. Again, I'm creating that same pattern. I reach down, now I'm just going to grab that and squeeze the glutes, press through my hips, and come all the way up. Notice that my hips are fully extended, my knees are locked out, shoulders are down. Come back down, and put it exactly where I started, and come back up. I'm going to move forward just a little bit. This is going to force me to have even a little bit more extension of my hips. And here, reach down, come back up. Once I've done this a few times, I'm going to relax a little bit, and I'm going to just inch my legs, feet forward a little bit more. And again, reach back. Really forcing me to push those hips back, at the same time keeping my knees from moving forward. Put the kettlebell all the way back down to my heels, and come back up. Down, reaching down, grab the kettlebell, come up. Squeeze those glutes nice and tight, and they should be locked out straight. And back down. And back up, down, and up, and down, and relax. All right, so what I want you to do, I want you to perform those first 3 drills here. Start with arms behind and arms on the side, and step back. Again, keeping the spine nice and straight, pushing the hips back. And then relax the arms, maintain that nice flat back, that nice neutral spine. And then stepping back to your weight, kettlebell on the dumbbell. All right, and you're going to perform each of those drills perform each of those drills 5 times. I want you to rotate through, starting with braced, unbraced, loaded, unloaded, and then loaded. Unloaded meaning without the weight, loaded meaning with the weight. So once again, braced, unbraced, unloaded, loaded. 5 of each, that's 20 repetitions. Feel free to rest in between each one. Feel comfortable. Only do as you can be comfortable. It's important when doing these exercises and proceeding through all of these training sessions that we do not overdo. You know, we are very much have a mentality that if 10 is good, 20 is even better. That's not always the case. The important thing that I want you to remember throughout this entire, every session of training is that you will only do what you can do comfortably and do well. Never do, regardless of what the training number is, if you start to feel uncomfortable, if your patterns start to break down and they're compromised, and that is the point where you will stop training for the day. You will do something either unloaded, or maybe you will just stretch out and take the next day off and pick it back up where you left. It's far more important that you stay consistent by doing that than you practice bad habits and over time get injured. Okay? Why don't you go ahead and get started on those. So, let's go ahead and review the 4 exercises you're doing in your first work set. So we're starting with braced, brace, and bound. Brace, and bound. Brace, and bound. We're going to do, as I said, we're going to do each exercise. You got 4. Now we're going to still brace, but we're arms at your side and back. 5 times. 1, 2, fully extend the hips at the top. 3, 4, 5. Everybody step back. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we actually added an extra 2 sets in there, or those were. So now we're going to go unloaded. That was an unloaded set. Now we're going to a loaded set, meaning that we're actually going to have weight. So now we're unloaded. 1. Back up. 2. 3, 4, 5. Okay. And we're going to pause for a moment, relax, shake it out. Always try to get that tension out before you get to go move on to your next set. And we're going to start over and repeat that set over again. We're going to try to get 4 sets of that sequence. Welcome to the next session. Okay, now that we won't say mastered, but you've got a good handle on the movement. Now we're going to add the element of the kettlebell moving at the same time. So what I want you to do, so in order to assist you in maintaining that movement pattern, this time we're just going to take your, it's not that we need a chair. The couch is definitely not going to be equally adequate for this particular drill. A chair or a pole, a fence, anything that you can brace and still allow you some space to move. You need to turn the chair at a slight angle. That's fine if it makes you feel more comfortable. Because what we're going to be doing is we're going to be swinging our kettlebell here. So what you're going to do here is bracing one leg, doesn't matter which is the right or the left, whichever feels more comfortable to you. That allows the integrity of the knee to the foot so that your shin stays vertical. And so I'm just going to go ahead and all I want you to do is we're going to here. And we're just going to swing the arms, just kind of get used to that feeling right here. Notice that my arms are swinging above my knees. And part of that is because of the shin position. Keeping my shins vertical makes it more difficult for me to reach down too far. I don't want my arms swinging down here when I'm doing the kettlebell swing. I like to swing. My hands should pass above my knees at all times. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and reach down and grab the kettlebell. A nice grip on it. Don't squeeze it too tight. Just get a comfortable grip. And we're just going to hike it back and come up. And we're just going to go 3, 4, 5, back, put it back down, and stand back up. Relax, shake it out. Don't be concerned if it feels a little sloppy, feels a little shaky. We're going to continue to do that. All right, so once we've done that, we're going to do that again. Back, and there. Exhale at the top. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale at the top. So it's in, out. And down. Got a little carried away there, but I want you to do 5 reps of each time. Relax. Heart rate. You're going to notice even at 5 reps, heart rate is going to get very elevated. That's one of the benefits of the kettlebell swing. So again, relax, deep breath, grip, and we're going to do, again, we're going to do 4 sets of 5. If you feel fatigued, please, as we talked about before, rest a little longer, allowing yourself to keep your form and your technique as clean as possible. Once that starts to feel more comfortable, then you can go ahead and practice over that.